All right, good morning, everybody. Good morning. How is everyone today? I hope I find you all well. Welcome to the stream. First of all, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Christmas week. Is finally here. Finally, it's Christmas this week. So, welcome everyone. Today is Sunday, December 20th, 2020. Pretty exciting. It's almost here. This Friday, all of us will waken in the morning, bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. We will throw our blankets and sheets off of our bodies, jump out of bed, lickety-split, full of energy, run downstairs in heated anticipation, running into our living rooms, into the tree. See the tree in the living room, beautifully adorned and decorated with lights and ornaments and decorations. And then sitting there under the tree, shining brightly, ready to be opened. It is absolutely nothing because Christmas is canceled because of the pandemic this year. Wow. What a great week this will be for all of us. All right. So, how you doing? I hope you're doing well. It is my goal this week to bring you the holly and the jolly. I can't bring you the Christmas, but I can bring you the holly and the jolly. All right? I want to entertain you this week with fun stuff. So let's see what happens. Today, excuse me, there'll be double stream day, a variety of stuff. Yes, we are continuing on with Cyberpunk, or Cyberjunk, or Cyber Sucks, Cyberpunk 2070 Sucks, Cyber Bugs, whatever you want to call it. Cyberpunk continues today. It looks as if I'm not getting a refund from Sony, because I've so far submitted 2 requests for refund and have not gotten any response whatsoever from Sony. Not even a denial, just an ignorance, right? It's not even like refund denied because you played it too long, or refund denied because you streamed a bunch of it, or refund denied because you paid with PayPal and we have an issue, refunding on PayPal. It's annoying. No, it's just ignore you, Phil. You're not important enough to us, so we ignore you. That's right. Pretend like I don't exist. I wish more people would pretend like I don't exist instead of harass me, but anyway, yeah, no refund for me, I guess. I don't know what else to say. I don't think I'm going to get one at this point. You would have thought, I would have gotten it by now, right? If I was going to get a refund, I would have gotten it. It's been over 2 days since I submitted for the refund, and I didn't get it. So, yeah, I guess I'm not getting a refund, which means we're going to continue on with the playthrough. I'm not holding off then. I was going to hold off and play Immortals Phoenix Rising, but if I'm not getting a refund, then I'm going to keep playing. So we're going to keep playing today, all right? And the last time around when we played Cyberpunk, it was a good variety of content. We did a lot of side stuff. You remember we did a few side quest lines. The Delamain quest line, the murder mystery quest line, investigating, how the mayor was murdered and stuff like that. I believe that some of these quest lines will have a second part. Like, I think that murder mystery quest line has a second half that we can do today. So we'll see what happens. I'm not... Let me put it this way. If I absolutely detested this game, I would not be playing it. Let's put it that way, okay? I certainly don't like it. I feel that the game is definitely uninspired. The only interesting thing about the game is the world, and they didn't create the world. The world was already existing from other lore. Cyberpunk. CD Projekt Red did not invent Cyberpunk. This was a actual lore and plotline that existed somewhere else, and they're just making a video game about it. So, and that's the one thing that's interesting. Everything else in the game is very blasé, very taken from other places. The game doesn't feel unique pretty much in any way, shape, or form. And most of the things that the game promised, they don't live up to. The promises are not, they overpromised and underdelivered in a very, very large way, even ignoring the game bugs. Okay? So I'm going to keep playing it. Today it's a major stream. We'll see what happens today. I don't know what's going to happen today. We'll find out as we play more. Okay? Later tonight, Black Ops Cold War continues, although it is still the free open weekend where everyone and their mother can play for free, which probably means all the servers are going to be terrible like they were a couple nights ago when I played. Was it Friday night? No, Thursday night. Yeah, the servers were really bad. And I get the feeling they're going to be just as slammed tonight, which is unfortunate, but it is what it is. Okay, it'll get back to being normal probably after Christmas. So, that should be fun, if not rage-inducing. Tomorrow, major stream of Yakuza 7 again, where I plan to finish up the current investment segment that I'm doing, the minigame, to try to make some money, and then we're probably going to continue on with the plot. Finally, after several streams of just side content, the plot will probably continue. So, I hope you'll be here tomorrow for that. And then tomorrow night, likely a shorter Cyberpunk stream, like maybe a 2-hour late-night Cyberpunk stream, okay? Tuesday is my day off from streaming. When I return on Wednesday, my holiday festivities begin, because Wednesday is going to be my Christmas marathon, okay? So during the Christmas marathon, many things will happen. I'll be playing a variety of games, some of which will be multiplayer games such as Fall Guys and Black Ops Cold War, but I'll also be playing games that you guys are nominating. And it's actually tonight. I'm going to finally take the time to sit down, look at your nominations, sort them out, and figure out what other games will be played during this event. Hopefully you guys have nominated some great stuff. If you have not nominated a game yet, it's your absolute last chance to do so, because tonight is the night, the time is right, for me to pick the games that you will see with your site. That was really bad. But yeah, so it should be fun. And I'm going to see what the nominations are, pick the best ones, and I will let you guys know, hopefully later tonight, what games will be played during the Christmas event. I'll also be dressed up in holiday attire over the course of the day. I'll also be drinking, various holiday ales, some eggnog, among some other things, as you will see. There will also be a live DSP Tries It that will be holiday themed. I don't know if I've ever done a holiday themed DSP Tries It like this before, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. So that'll be fun. I hope you'll join me for that. Should be a good time. I'll be doing it all day. I'll start in the usual stream time, 10:15 in the morning, running all the way through like 7, 8 at night. So I hope you'll join me for that. It should be a fun, festive time for all in attendance. All right. Then on Thursday, I'm not doing a standard streaming day. I'm doing a special holiday edition of Ask the King, my Q&A show, where I answer your questions. Okay? The more questions I get, the better the show is. And by the way, this stream will be starting a little later than usual because I sit down to review the questions and pick the best ones and get answers in my head and everything for them. So that's Thursday, main stream. There will be no night stream on Thursday because that is Christmas Eve. And I'll be celebrating on Christmas Eve and also on Christmas Day with my family. No streaming on Christmas Day. I know many of you will be very upset about that you can't be with me at Christmas. I'm sorry. But I have to spend it with my family. It's more important to me to take a day away and have personal time. I figured Christmas would be the day to do that. But I'll be back on Saturday with the continuation of Yakuza 7 and the Street Fighter throwback stream for the week. Normally it would have been on a Friday because Friday's Christmas. It's going to be Saturday night. All right. Then on Sunday, it'll be more Cyberpunk, and it will be Assassin's Creed on Sunday night. And then on Monday, it'll be more Yakuza and likely Black Ops Cold War, because at that point I wouldn't have played it all week. And I'll probably be craving some of it, okay? And then that's it. That's the end of that week. And then when we come back, which is going to be basically the end of December, first week of January, yes, I will still be continuing with Yakuza and Cyberpunk, but I'm going to begin to figure out how I'm going to do my year-end awards, all right? Excuse me. Yes, I'm going to figure out how to do my year-end awards this year. It's actually a little tricky because I'm in the middle of so many games. I'm in the middle of Cyberpunk. I'm in the middle of Yakuza. I'm in the middle of Assassin's Creed. With me in the middle of 3 major games, it's kind of hard for me to do the year-end awards when I don't even know how these games will weigh into my countdowns. I haven't beaten them yet. You know what I mean? It's actually quite challenging for me to figure this out. So I'm going to start work on them. I don't know if I'm going to 100% do them that first week of January because of that. But we shall see. Okay? Now, once I start to get near the end or finish up with some of the current games that I'm playing, the next game I'm playing on the docket is Immortals Phoenix Rising. All right, I wanted to play this game all month. I'm so busy with the current games I'm playing, I haven't had a chance. but that will be the next playthrough that I do. I'm also very strongly considering this game Hades, which many people have said is game of the year, and I didn't play it at all. So I may look into that. I'm not promising that, by the way, but I'm saying I may do it. Okay. I want to play the Sackboy platformer on PS5, but I'm not paying $60 for it. If the price dips after Christmas, which likely it will, because I can't imagine many people after Christmas paying $60 for that shit. Just being honest. So if the price dips after Christmas or in early January, I'll be getting Sackboy and I'll be playing that one. Also, there is Age of Calamity, and apparently, from what I'm to understand, it's already going on sale. I guess it's already $50 somewhere, and I guess other places are probably going to price match it. So likely, if I just wait until like January, Age of Calamity may be heavily discounted. We'll have to see. But these are games basically I'm considering. All right, so Immortals Phoenix Rising, Hades, the Sackboy Big Adventure platformer, and Age of Calamity are kind of the games that I'm considering for the next major playthroughs. Not promising those. I know in January, we've got Hitman 3. That one I'm definitely playing. I believe there's also The Medium. Now, I wanted to play it, but there's still no fucking clarity on this game being an Xbox Series X exclusive, or it's also on Xbox One. I've seen a million conflicting things. At one point, it was listed for Xbox One, then it was delisted for Xbox One. I don't know what the fuck's going on. If it's obviously a Series X exclusive, then I can't play it. I don't have an Xbox Series X, and they're not readily available anywhere. Who knows how long, right? So I guess we'll see. I want to play Medium, but I don't know if it's going to be readily available. I believe there's something else, too. Someone just said Prince of Persia. Is the Prince of Persia remake coming out in January? Obviously, that would be what I would be considering playing, too. So anyway, guys, that's a rough idea of what I'm thinking of for the rest of this month and then next month, okay? Of course, as I said, there will be the year-end countdowns when I get to them, and I don't know, I might want to wait to do those until I get further into the games I'm currently playing so I know how to factor them in better or weigh them in better, rank them better. And I have gotten requests to do a end-of-the-generation event where I basically say what were the best and worst games of the last console generation. I would consider doing that in January as well if you guys would like to see it. It could take me some time to do that, but I would consider it. Okay? Alrighty then. Please, as I've already mentioned, nominate games for the Christmas Marathon by typing !Christmas into the stream chat. I will remove that command overnight because I'm going to pick the games hopefully later tonight. Alright, so now's your last chance to do so. Also, please post up your questions for Ask the King on Thursday, Christmas Eve. Though that ability will be up all week long until Christmas Eve, and then I'll shut that off. All right. You type !Ask the King. Excuse me. Type !Ask the King into the stream chat in order to post up your questions for Ask the King on Thursday. Okay. Thank you in advance for all that participation. Now, before we get on to the rest of the pre-stream, I would like to remind everyone that I have been doing this for a living for 10 years now. I've been making content on the internet for over 12 years. I am a true independent content creator. What that means is that I don't have any sponsorships at all, and therefore I don't shill for anybody. I am not exclusively partnered with any website to stream and get paid to do so. I basically pride myself on the fact that I can come to you every single day and be honest with you. Everything that you hear and see on my streams is honest, right? It's nothing that's spun for a certain purpose or to benefit me, all right? These are my honest opinions on games when I play them, and I give you 100% transparency in everything that I say and do with games on my stream, all right? And people like that. That's why I'm still here after 12 years. A lot different from the content creators who they make a living basically pushing paid products down your throats, doing paid advertisement streams, and the like. All right? That's why I'll also never be a golden boy streamer. You'll never see me in favor with these game studios because that's not what they're looking for. Okay? They're looking for the shill. That being said, being an independent ain't easy. I rely on your crowdfunding to keep afloat. What you support me with on the streams is exactly what I make on a daily basis for income. All right? So, please consider contributing to the streams. If you like the content, if you like the fact that I'm truly independent, if you like me as a person as well as the stuff that I put out on a daily basis, please consider contributing. There are many ways you can contribute. The primary ways that people contribute because they can get something for it live on the stream is either cheering with bits, subscribing to the channel, or tipping me. If you do any of those three things, I'll do my best to give you a live shout out on the stream. Of course, if someone says something derailing or insulting, it's at my discretion if I want to say anything about it, and I don't have to. But I appreciate all contributions on my streams. Contributions are not mandatory, nor are they expected on this stream. My streams are 100% free and always will be. But if you like the content and you want to see it continue and you want to go the extra mile, absolutely 100%, please contribute if you can. All right? Now, the preferred method of contribution is tipping. When you tip me, those are funds I get immediately. I can put them towards the cost of games. I can put them towards shopping this coming Tuesday. I can put it towards a million different things. Bills, you know. And I appreciate anyone who does tip to help in the short term. Although the other things, like cheering, subbing, etc., also help a lot. Tipping is my preferred method. If you have the option to choose how you'd like to contribute, please tip me. Now, I'll say a few things up front about this. Number one, sadly, we have had someone or some people, it's hard to tell, who have been doing completely illegal tipping, stealing credit card numbers off the internet, and then using those to tip me, and then basically charge back later, okay? It's completely illegal. It's a felony every time the person does it. The person does it hundreds of times. They continue to do it on a daily basis. Because of this, I have to screen tips that come in to make sure that these are legit tips and not someone using a stolen credit card and then charging it back later. Because sadly, not only does that mean I would lose the money, sometimes there's other things involved that could hurt my PayPal account, that could, hurt a lot of things. So I have to basically try to avoid these as much as possible. By screening tips, it allows me to see if one comes in that's phony, and I can refund it immediately, and that cuts off any risk, okay? However, this could be derailing to the stream. So people have said, wow, it's kind of derailing when you have to do that. I know, and I apologize. I don't like having to do it. I'm trying to streamline it as much as I possibly can so that you don't have to know about it, all right? So, please, if you could, contribute. But if you're going to, I strongly recommend, if you are a Freaker Stream viewer, if you're someone who likes the content and is going to be tipping, please create a registered PayPal account, all right? If you create a registered PayPal account, that gives me protections and lets me know that your tip is real versus someone impersonating you or someone doing an anonymous credit card checkout that can easily be charged back later. By the way, it's safer for you as well. All right. How do you make a registered PayPal account? Well, you just go to PayPal and basically give them all your information, your real information, your name, your address, bank account information, etc. And don't worry, that information is private. That information is not given to me when you tip me. That's bullshit that stupid ass haters say on the internet to try to make people not tip because they get afraid that they're going to get doxxed or something. That's not the case. In fact, the only information I ever see is either the name that you've created for that account on PayPal, whatever it may be, or the email address associated with that account, or both. It depends on how you set up your account, what I can actually see. I can't see anything else. So FYI, don't believe the bullshit, okay? So, yes, I strongly recommend, if you are a frequent viewer, supporter of the stream, you want to help me out with tips, please make a registered PayPal account. That makes me feel safe. That basically gets rid of any kind of a fraud situation. And it also helps with the streams because I don't have to sit here micromanaging every single tip. See what I'm saying? All right. Thank you in advance, everyone. I appreciate that. Okay. Let's move on. I should mention, we do have rewards goals. If I raise $50 in tips today, I'll put on my Gunner glasses. If we raise $100 in tips today, I'll put on a vest. Last night, it was... Which vest did I wear last night? The red vest. Yes, it was the red vest last night. And the vest before that was... What was the vest before that? What did I wear during Yakuza? Anyone remember? Was it the platinum vest? I think it was the platinum vest. Yeah, I think it was the platinum during the day and the red one at night. So that means today it would be the beige, the blue, the camo or the gray vests would be eligible to be worn today. Okay? So please consider contributing, and thank you if you do in advance. Hopefully we'll have some silly and fun shenanigans going on the stream as rewards. All right? All right. So, let's move on. Gaming news. All right? There's really not much to talk about. As expected, end of the year, everything slows down, and everyone's just anticipating Christmas this week. Of course, the only thing that's still going on is the Cyberpunk controversy. I really haven't heard anything in the realm of anything new. It just seems like the same thing. You know, they keep patching this game, pretending like it's fixing stuff, and people keep saying it's not. I guess this latest patch that came out, I think it was yesterday, has fixed a lot of the early game issues that were present in the game. Although it's hilarious if you read the list of the patch notes. It's like, you're reading the patch notes and you're like, did anyone actually test the game at all? Because when you read the glitches that were taking place in the early game, you know, the first 10 hours of the game, the introductory missions, you're reading these and you're like, what? You know, like, fix the glitch where your teammate would completely disappear from the game. What? Why would that happen? Fix the glitch where a critical phone call to advance the story never happens and you're just stuck, you can never advance. What? Really? Like, no one tested this. No one knew this was present when they released this game. I mean, come on now. It's just the stupidest shit. Some of the bugs I did have. I was reading it. It was like, yeah, you know, bugs with dialogue disappearing, right? And that happened to me. I would get a phone call from an NPC, and the NPC would just be completely silent. And then next thing you know, you would respond as if they had said something, and then it says, "Oh, you got a new mission." Like, what? There was no dialogue to explain the mission. It didn't play. So apparently the patch is trying to fix a lot of those things. But what's funny is, it still hasn't fixed the crashing. Like, everyone is still complaining the game constantly fucking crashes on console. And they just still haven't fixed that issue. That's the primary issue everyone's complaining, is that when they play, it crashes at least a couple times. And it's still not better. It's still crashing. Pretty stupid. You know, I said this a few days ago, and a lot of people laughed at me. But now there's a serious discussion about a class action lawsuit against CD Projekt Red. And there's two groups who could file such a lawsuit. The investors of the company, those are the people who invest their money into CD Projekt Red stock. And they expect that that money is going to be used wisely for smart business decisions so that the company can make a profit and then pay them dividends. That's why you would own stock, okay? Or could also be the consumers who try to sue CD Projekt Red for, I would presume, false representation of the game, and possibly, you know, charging them for a game that's not complete. It's basically a violation of contract or whatever. Here, from my perspective, here's the two things that could happen, okay? In regards to the shareholders, all right, the shareholders have the power to actually shift around the management and change the structure of the company. They have power to do that. They don't necessarily control the day-to-day decisions of the company, but they have the power to choose the leaders. Much like in the United States of America, we have a democratic process where we vote on our leaders, and our leaders make the laws and things like that. We don't directly make the laws, the people who we vote in do. Well, the shareholders have the ability to say, I have no confidence in the leadership of CD Projekt Red, and they could actually cut out people from leadership positions. Now, to what exact extent, I'm not 100% sure. I get the feeling that with different companies, it's different. But they do have that ability. So if they wanted to say, you know, we feel that the management completely botched this, it's now cost us $6.6 billion and counting, because every day the stock is still dropping. You know, we have no confidence in this leadership. We want them out. Well, they would have the ability to do that. They would have the ability to kick out certain leadership. Okay? There you go. So, what the hell are you talking about? Don't even put that in the stream chat. What the hell is that? Anyway, a class action lawsuit. That's an interesting premise. What that would mean is that all of the shareholders of the company, anyone who owns stock, feels that the management of the company botched things so badly, right, that it cost them, market share. And, I mean, let's be honest here. That's exactly what happened, right? That's exactly what happened here. The management of the company was so bad, they completely mismanaged the project. They overpromised massively and then underdelivered on that promise. Even with the multiple delays, they couldn't put out a working product. And I can understand that, but what exactly are they expecting to get is my question. Because the shareholders are the people who put the value into the company. It's their money, their investment, right? That funded the company to make it, allowed it to make this game. When you're, who are they suing? Are they going to have a personal lawsuit against each manager of CD Projekt Red, like for their own personal assets or some shit? Like, usually when you have a class action lawsuit, you sue a company, okay? You're suing a company and saying, we feel that this company cheated us or broke the law, and we want restitution. So any financial settlement that would come out of a class action lawsuit would come out of the value of a company. The company would pay a settlement fee, and then that would go out to the people involved in the class action lawsuit. How could you sue your company that you are a shareholder of? You're essentially suing yourself. So how could that, I'm lost. How could that even make any sense? Maybe, again, I'm not a legal expert, but I'm just saying from a logical standpoint, that doesn't seem to make much sense. You know? That is correct. You're not an operator of the company, but you own the company. So if you sue the company, you're paying yourself money from the company that you own. It doesn't make any sense to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, what I can see is if you feel that there was criminal action by the managers of the company, they actually somehow broke the law, you could sue them in a criminal lawsuit. But what are you exactly trying to get out of a class action lawsuit of a company that's already tanking and you own the stock? That confuses the shit out of me. Maybe we could get a legal expert to talk about this, but this does not seem to make any logical sense at all. Okay? I'm at a loss here. You know? Now, if you're talking class action lawsuit from the consumers, the gamers themselves who bought the game, I don't think that lawsuit would ever have any merit, and here's why. All right? When you buy a game, you are entering into a licensing agreement, and that licensing agreement essentially says you're getting this software as is, and you're accepting it as is, and you have a right to play this game because you paid this fee. That's it. It doesn't say anything. It doesn't even say you're entitled to a functional game. There's nothing in that. It just says you have a right to use this software. You've purchased a license to play You could pay $60 and the game boots up and it's a picture of a chocolate bar and there's a guy dancing around saying, "Neener, neener, neener, I took your money." And legally, you would actually have no right to sue because all you did is you bought a license to boot up that game to see the guy dance around in front of a chocolate bar. Like, you know what I mean? What are you suing for? You could say, oh, well, they overpromised and underdelivered. That's true, but they never made a legal contract. They never had a legal contract saying, we promise you this many hours of bug-free gameplay. Sign on the line. That never happened. Okay? That never happened at all. So, yeah. I'm not sure exactly what consumers would be suing for, especially because, CD Projekt Red, I feel, to avoid that kind of lawsuit, that's the reason why they came out and said, we're doing everything we humanly can to get you refunds if you want them. Because I think they were actually deathly afraid of a class action lawsuit that would decimate the company, and that's why they started offering these refunds, which is unprecedented, right? I mean, unprecedented that you would ever get a digital refund on PlayStation Network or Xbox Live for this kind of stuff. You'd always get denied. In this game, you're actually getting it, okay? So there's really no leg to stand on there as a consumer. I'm sorry, there just isn't. When you're buying a game like that, you're taking a risk. Now, someone just said, I think it was Theoda Streams, just said in the stream chat, well, then what about that class action lawsuit against Nintendo for the Joy-Con drift issue? Because You know, was there a contract that you signed when you bought the Joy-Con that said, you know, that it's going to work? No. That's different, though. When you're buying a controller, okay, essentially you're buying a physical piece of hardware. And that physical piece of hardware is expected to perform to a certain capacity. Okay? You know, Nintendo cannot mass manufacture a controller that just doesn't work. It's illegal. You can't do that. If you're selling a controller for a certain price point or whatever, the moment that you enter into a retail transaction for that controller, there's an expectation that that device is going to work. That's why there's warranties that are offered when you buy it, etc., etc. Okay? It's different than a digital agreement for a licensing to use a piece of software. It is. It's different. The laws are different when it comes from physical to a actual purchase of a licensing agreement for something digital. So, I really don't feel that a class action lawsuit by consumers would work. I feel that, especially because CD Projekt Red has come forward and said we're offering refunds, I feel that a judge would say that sounds like a frivolous lawsuit and he would throw it out. But as for a class action lawsuit from the shareholders, I'd be interested to see how that would go, because I don't know what exactly would come of it. I really don't. I don't know what would come of it. Unless they're trying to liquidate their own company. It's the only thing I can think of. Maybe the shareholders are like, fuck it, we're going to cut and run. So we're going to sue the company, cut it up, you know, take all the assets, cut them amongst ourselves, and then take as much as we can from the company and leave it, and it goes out of business. Maybe that would be the purpose. I don't know. Obviously, we don't want that to happen. These people are very talented game developers, and I feel we all know that it was not their fault that the game came out this way. It's the management's fault. So obviously, we wouldn't want the studio to close. But I don't know what else would come of that kind of a lawsuit. You know? Okay. All right. Let's go ahead and let's just get to shout-outs, shall we? Okay. All right, we start out with Golden Colts, who did a 50-bit cheer overnight, and he says, Phil, are you going to try a Mr. Beast burger? He's a YouTuber who's popular with the Zoomers. He has opened 300 locations across the continental United States. Will I be trying the Mr. Beast burger? No, I have no interest in eating YouTuber burgers. It's fucking stupid. Golden Colts cheered again. He says, I'm going to Jimmy John's before the stream starts. I'm going to get a turkey tom and a Pepe. What sandwich do you get at Jimmy John's? I've only been to Jimmy John's like twice. And if I remember correctly, the first time I went there, I got like the sandwich that was like the giant meat sandwich. I don't know what they call it, but they literally like cram in every fucking possible piece of meat that you can get. Like it's turkey and ham and fucking pepperoni and like everything in one. And all I remember is like it was so much meat that it didn't really have a distinct flavor to it because it was just every meat together. You know what I mean? So I thought it was okay. It was unique, but it wasn't necessarily good. And if I remember correctly, the next time I went there, I got just like the Italian sandwich, and that's just a combination of like Italian meats. And I don't think that tasted any better than anything else. Like, the same as Subway. You know what I mean? It's the same as anything I can make at home. I don't really necessarily think that Jimmy John's is anything special. The 2 times I ate there, I was like, meh. I think that other places are much better. Jersey Mike's, much better. What's the other one? Potbelly, much better. I think that Jimmy John's is just kind of meh. So, Golden Cold Shoot again. He said there's a stream chatter who always says romance cat repeatedly with no other context. What do you make of this? Will his reign of madness be allowed to continue forever? I don't know what the hell he means. It's weird. You're right. He just says this over and over, and everyone's like, huh? And I guess it's his running meme or whatever. I don't necessarily know if he's saying anything malicious or not. I don't think anyone knows what the fuck he means. So, oh well. Who cares? Okay. Timbo Slice cheered, and he says, looks like investors of the company might be doing a class action lawsuit. I actually just, wow. Well, through my psychic abilities, I predicted what you guys were going to want to talk about, and I already talked about it. So, Timbo Thank you for the first cheer of the day. This one actually happened during the stream running. Thank you for that, Timbo. Nugget Huggers. Resubscribe. Nugget Huggers. Resubscribe for 3 months. Well, I don't know who's hugging your nuggets. Hopefully they're not hugging them too tightly, because that could be a precarious position. All right? But whatever's hugging your nuggets, I hope that you're having a good day, and thank you for 3 months of support. Well, you guys really picked some interesting names here on Twitch, let me tell you. Speaking of interesting names, what the frick? So I already looked into this, and I confirmed it's real. I received a $50 tip this morning from none other than Taylor Swift 1989 Deluxe. What is happening? Nugget Huggers, and now this. And now I have to type this out. Now I have to type this out on the stream. Oh my god. Well, thank you for the very generous tip. I don't even get the reference. 1989 Deluxe. I have no idea what that means. But thank you very much for the very generous tip, getting us halfway to our tips goal before we even started. So thank you very much to whoever that actually was. I appreciate that. Because I'm pretty sure that's not your real name. Ultimate Cloud 7 did a 100-bit cheer. Oh my god, that was revoltingly disgusting. I'm so sorry, everybody. I had a coffee this morning. This is what happens. It's absolutely gross. Sorry, guys. All right. Let me... Man. So anyway, Ultimate Cloud 7. Ultimate Cloud 7 did a 100-bit cheer. That's now the biggest cheer of the day. Okay? Yikes, that was nasty. All right. Ultimate Cloud 7 cheer says, why are you trying to get a refund when you plan on coming back to the game when the PS5 version comes out? If you get the refund while everyone who held out is getting a free upgrade, you have to rebuy the game for most likely $70 instead of $60. Well, first of all, if I did get a refund, all right, this would give me options. First of all, I would immediately reroute that money into Immortals Phoenix Rising. Rather than having to pay it for a game, I would just reroute the money. So it would benefit me, obviously. The other option is I would decide whether or not I want to continue the playthrough or not. You know, we might reach a point in the playthrough where I just, like, fuck this game. I don't want to play it anymore. I haven't reached that point yet, which is a good thing, I guess. But, you know, that might happen. Or it might be that these guys never actually put out a good version of the game. That they tried their hardest in the next 2-3 months, and they just never get it done. Because they just can't do it. The management isn't good enough, and they've squandered everything, and they just can't get it done. Or the PS5 version comes out, and it's just as buggy as the PS4 version. Right? So, if that's the case, obviously I don't want to rebuy the game. So, by getting the refund, that would give me that option to say it later down the road, 2-3 months from now. If they actually fix it, great, I'll rebuy it. If not, I got my money back. Right? But, I mean, it doesn't seem to matter anyway, because it seems like Sony says, screw you, Phil. Who are you? We ignore you. We're not going to give you a refund. You don't deserve it. You are a pissant. We piss on you. We take our Sony juices and we unleash them on you. Take that. And there's nothing I can do about it besides open an umbrella, I guess. I don't know. I guess they don't like me. You know, probably being an independent and talking honestly about these companies year after year. You know, they probably don't look at me in a very positive light. Let's put it that way. Okay. Lies for Soul did 100-bit cheers. Did you see on Twitter? Oh, I'm not reading that. I'm definitely not reading that. Lies for Soul, thank you for the 100-bit cheer. I'm not reading that. Lies for Soul also did a 145-bit cheer, and he said he's spoiling the game. Dude, what are you doing? Lies for Soul, all right. Hold on a second here. Lies for Soul. All right. I appreciate your support. I do. I appreciate your support a lot. I thank you for your support. You have to calm the fuck down. You're saying things that have nothing to do with the stream, things that obviously I'm not going to talk about on the stream, and now you're spoiling the fucking game that I'm playing. Like, what are you doing? Why are you doing this? He literally just spoiled the plot part of the game. Why did you do that with a cheer? You understand it's against the rules. You understand that I have to permanently ban you from the stream and you can never come back now. You understand that, right? I have to do that right now. Why did you do this? You've forced my hand. What else am I going to do? Actually, I'm not going to ban him at all. I'm giving him a hard time because I want him to understand that he shouldn't be fucking doing that. That was really stupid. Why would you do that? No spoilers, dude. What the hell is your problem? You know, there's people still playing the game, and they don't know anything about the missions in the game. I don't even know about this mission in the game. Why are you spoiling? By the way, he hasn't responded at all. So, all I'm going to say is Life for Soul, chill the fuck out. Stop it with the nonsense. This is not a place for you to spew nonsense constantly and then spoil the fucking game. Stop it now. If you keep it up, I'm going to have to ban PW dubs, and no one wants to see that, okay? All right. Rob on Wheels has done a 2,000-bit cheer to become the top cheerer of the day. Thank you, Rob on Wheels. Let's get you up on the leaderboard, and then we'll see what you have to say. Oops. 2K. 2,000-bit cheer. All right. All right. So, Rob on Wheels did a 2,000-bit cheer, and he says, I'm watching Valhalla. Thanks for keeping me company this year while I couldn't go outside. You're welcome, Rob. And I am blessed because I have a job that, you know, I was able to continue to entertain you guys on a daily basis on a time and a place where a lot of people around the world did not have that capability to continue with their normal lives. A lot of people's lives got completely screwed over this year, which is absolutely horrible. God, let this pandemic end as soon as possible. People lost people this year. It was awful. 2020 for a lot of people was one of the worst years, if not their worst year of their life. And I was happy to be able to keep entertaining you guys. You know, I'm truly blessed in that regard that this is my job, and I get to enjoy what I do for a living, and I get to put out meaningful stuff for you guys every day. And you guys were entertained through a very awful year by my stuff. I'm honored that is the case. I mean, lucky, because like I said, last year I was strongly considering getting out of this and stopping it. And can you imagine if I had started phasing out or even stopped doing this to get another job, and then that would have been the end of that? I would have lost everything, right? It's funny how things happen. Sometimes things happen for a reason, as weird as that sounds, because I'm not superstitious at all, but I'm just I'm happy that I did not jump the gun on things last year, because things could have been very different, right? Very different. So, let's see what happens, but thank you, Rob, for the support. Thank you for supporting the streams all year, hanging out with me all year. I appreciate that, man. And again, anyone who this year hung out with me and was entertained, you're welcome, and thank you for watching, and thank you for your support. Like I said yesterday, it's all about reciprocation. I'm here because of you, you're here because of me. You see, it all works. That's the whole point of this. This is not me shilling to you. This is not, you know what I mean? You guys support me through crowdfunding, and that's why I'm here. So that's why this works, I feel, and is way more natural and organic and real than some of these other content creators who have contracts to stream, and all they do is fucking push paid products and shit. It's because they're paid by the big corporations. That's all they are. They are paid advertisement streamers, and people fall for that shit and watch their junk, and these people are fucking millionaires. Versus someone like me, who I get to be honest with you. I'm here because you support me. I'm happy that you like the content. Thank you for that. Nose Vacuum cheered, said, how would you rate my username? Well, considering that nose vacuum essentially means someone who's sucking up probably, drugs into their nose constantly, I would say it's incredibly disturbing. I feel that you should seek help. I hope that you are talking to someone about this. If you do have a substance abuse problem, you absolutely should seek some kind of counseling. You should not let it go and think that it's something that's going to fix itself. It's not going to. You don't want to be the next Artie Lang, all right? And I like Artie Lang as a comedian. I think he's great. But that's a guy who, holy shit, he just couldn't stop. And, you don't want to be a nose vacuum like that, okay? So, stop it right now. Change your name and stop it right now. Okay. Excuse me. All right, guys. Let us now, for the last time for the week, because today's Sunday and all these leaderboards reset overnight and will be at 0 tomorrow morning on Monday. Let us now say thank you to those who have cheered this week. Thank you to the top cheers of the week is essentially what I'm trying to say. I don't know why I couldn't just say that. In 10th place, Golden Colts. In 9th place, Guitar Player 1939. In 8th place, Ripley Atomic. 7th place, Local Nomad. 6th place, Nin Star Room. 5th place, Timbo Slice. 4th place, Shiz O Network Gaming. 3rd place, Shadow the Hedgehog. 2nd place, Lucifer Soul, the horrendous game spoiler. And in 1st place, Rob on Wheels. Oh my God, excuse me. Here we go again. Thank you guys very much for the support this week. I really appreciate it. Also, thank you to those who gifted subs this week to people on the channel. I mean, 'tis the season. And in fact, this week coming up, Christmas week, I wonder if people are going to be in the festive mood and want to help out their fellow streamer. We're going to see a lot of people getting gifted subs or not. Curious to see. But thank you to those who did give subs this week, including Diocletian, Guitar Player, Big Papa Phil, Mandalorian Merc, and Hell Knight 8719. Thank you guys very much for the channel support. Appreciate that. All right. AEG Glow Gang just cheered, and he said, Wagwan Boss Man, what would you rate as worse, the Great Recession of 2008 to 2010 or 2020? Most of us here were some waste utes back then, but a big man like yourself can give us some perspective. Reading this stuff, reading it out like this is fucking hilarious. Anyway, the difference here is that the actual crash that happened in 2008 to 2010 was 100% preventable. It was complete dishonesty. It was complete irresponsibility of those who were in power at America's and the world's financial institutions that caused that crash. They fucked up in such a huge way because all they cared about was immediate personal gain. And we bailed them out. Figure that one out. Those people are mostly still rolling in dough. Figure that one out. The recession this year is unprecedented because it's happened because of the pandemic, right? Very different situation. Which is worse? Well, it depends. I guess we're really going to have to see how 2021 goes, because if this pandemic persists and if these vaccines that are being approved and distributed are not as effective as we hope, this could be the worst thing ever. Seriously. Health-wise, financial-wise, everything. It could be one of the worst things ever to happen to mankind. So we have to see what happens with this. But I think you can't really compare the two yet. You can't compare them until they're done. You can't see one recession that has ended and another one that we're in the midst of and say which is worse. You have to see how they both end and then compare them directly. Okay? So there you go. All right, guys. I think that's it. The pre-stream is ending early today. Can you believe it? The pre-stream is ending early. Early. So let's take a quick break. I'm going to use the bathroom. All right? And then when I come back, it'll be Cyberpunk continuing on, right from where we left off last time. Okay, guys? Thank you. Let's take a quick break. I'll be back with Cyberpunk. See you in a bit.